Hi there. I was going to make a video about my dishwasher song, but I decided to save that for tomorrow because I was just coming back from the grocery store, and as you guys know, I have a party at the grocery store. Um, but I had a longer trip this time, and I listened through the playlist that I usually listen to, like this kind of upbeat prosperity and abundance and all that kind of good stuff. Um, and I put on this older playlist I had that was labeled motivation, and the song Lose Yourself by Eminem came on, and I am not an Eminem fan for most of his lyrical content or just kind of his very harsh and violent and that type of vibe that he has, but I do respect or at least acknowledge with, I don't know if it's respect, but I do acknowledge that he's very talented. I do acknowledge that he's had a really challenging start. And I also see that when you are so authentic and so open, even if you're very polarizing, you're able to get your specific message out there. So from those point of views, um, I I acknowledge and I appreciate that aspect of his music and career. But there's one song, "Lose Yourself," that I like because it's not violent and it's not negative and it's not putting others down. It's really it's in my motivation playlist because I feel it's very, very motivational. And the other thing that I was just like, I was really feeling today was a technique that he uses. Um, I guess you can call it alliteration, but I think more than that, it's assonance. I think that's the term it's called. It's when you have the same vowel sounds said over and over. And maybe this is going into the more people who are into either writing or music, like songwriting or producing or marketing. I don't know. I don't know who this is, who else cares about this stuff but me, but it's something that I just love the way, and maybe it's why I like the French language too. Like I just feel like the vowels and the and Italian too. It just has such a beautiful, like almost like a wave and a flow and its own rhythm. And so what I think Eminem does so beautifully in this song, I don't know about all his songs, but I think that's something that is very powerful, and what makes it feel good for people to sing is that he goes, like he'll say the aw sound and then he'll repeat the aw sound a lot in the same like few lines. And then let me just sing the chorus. He does it better in the verses, but it's like, you better lose yourself in the music. All right, so there's the ooh and the ooh, right? You better lose yourself in the music. And then he changes to oh. You better lose yourself in the music the moment you own it. You better never let it go. And then the never, you better never let it go. It's like the sounds that touch the top of the roof of your mouth. Never, you better, write the R there, or the T too. Better, never let it go. And the eh sound repeats. So, I just think it's so cool, and I wanted to incorporate some of that into my songs. A lot of times things just flow, but there are some times where I feel a little bit more focused on how it sounds, because I think when it sounds good, then people want to listen to it and they want to sing it. And that's the whole point of these songs, is to everybody's songs, right? We all want people to sing our songs. But for me, it's not just about putting what I want out there. And I know there's a debate out there, like what is how much of your own creative process do you do, and how much do you try to meet your audience where they are and what they want? And I think there is a balance, because if you're so like out there in your own, not if you're out there in your own world, I think the way you influence is different. Is I think you'll find a few people that you really touch, or just your energy that you're putting out there, and that will have a ripple effect. But I think more of the and a more effective way is to highlight the areas that you also like, but that resonate with a larger audience. Does that make sense? So where the overlap is between what you love about your music and your creative style, like let's say there's A, B, C, D, E, different aspects of your style, and let's say B is really, really interesting to people, or catches their attention, or gets them moving, right? So maybe in that case, there's more of a opportunity to connect with people by first, like, by not just first, but by putting more into the B aspect into your song, right? And then once people kind of get hooked on that B, or that they resonate with it, they love it, they feel it, they connect with it, then they'll start to see, oh, and she does this A thing too, and she does this C thing too. So that was a bit off from Lose Yourself, but I think that's the point that I realized as I was talking through that I was trying to make. Like, there's certain key characteristics of music that I feel are important for songwriters to understand, that either human beings as just humans in general, because of the way our DNA is and our, you know, ancestral histories are about music and that type of thing, that we, for those things, we actually really tune in a lot extra. And then I think there's also that your own creative process and what you bring to it. And once you're able to connect with people with how they want to hear the music, then you're also opening the door for the other parts of you, and maybe the most important part of you, to come through also. And if that's different than most people, then it's pretty hard to just throw your own stuff out there, unless you're super persistent, and then people get used to that, or, you know, more people kind of start doing that. Wonderful. So I don't have the lyrics to Eminem's Lose Yourself, but another thing I really like that he does is he talks about very, like, visual, and he explains, at least in that song, he explains, like, very clear situations, and, like, it's not the most beautiful example, but I mean, it's a beautiful example of what I'm trying to say, but it's not a beautiful example in that, like, he's so nervous that he's thrown up, and he's got his mom's spaghetti sauce, like, on him, and just that type of visual of being that nervous because you're going to do something that's so important to you, or could have these really strong, like, positive consequences in your life, or opportunities in your life. Like, we go through that, and I think so many of us can relate, you know. And for his audience, like, you don't have enough food stamps to buy diapers or something, he was saying, like, really specific situations that illustrate, you know, the story that he's telling. So that's what I wanted to share. And tomorrow, or the day after, whenever I get to it again, I will share my dishwasher song. Take care. Bye.